Okay, I need to get this off the microphone. Thank you, by the way, thank you. Look, today starts a new wave. You know, we talked about wanting a red wave. I think what we have tonight is a red, white, and blue wave in this country. Because what we need in the United States of America is leaders in Washington, D.C. that actually put the interests of American citizens above all else. We're tired of being treated like second-class citizens in our own country. We're tired of leaders that think we're garbage, and we're tired of being treated like garbage. You know, my opponent talked a lot about helping the working man, and I will agree with him on the need to help working Americans. But the difference is talk without action is nothing. So what we're going to do, thanks to now having a Republican majority, by the way, how about that, in the United States Senate, and Chuck Schumer, if you're watching, thanks for the help in the primary, but you're fired, buddy. This is a new dawn of Republican leadership. With President Trump and J.D. Vance in the White House, we are going to advance an agenda that is an American agenda. An agenda that says we are pro-immigration, but not pro-invasion. We're going to make certain that the people who come to this country are invited here like I was, like my family was, on our terms. We're going to make this country an energy-dominant nation so that my kids do not grow up in a country where we ever rely on a foreign nation for energy ever again. And we have that energy right here in Ohio. That means coal, that means natural gas, it means oil, and it means nuclear. And in terms of EV mandates, they need to be gone first thing in January. And we're going to make certain that we tell California, you don't get to dictate to the whole country what our emission standards are. We're going to dictate that at the federal level, and we're going to allow consumers to pick the kind of car they want. Look, the other piece that I want to talk about is what President Trump has brought to this country, which is peace and stability around the world. America will be a leader in the world, will always be a leader in the world. American leadership has made the planet safer, more prosperous, and more secure than at any point in human history. But it means that we ensure peace through strength. The weakness of Joe Biden and Kamala Harris is rejected, and I know that from whether it's in Jerusalem or Kiev or anywhere else on earth or Taiwan, they're cheering this election because they know American strength will ensure peace around the world. And if you're a police officer in this country, just know you have a senator in me and a Republican Party that will always have your back. And we got rid of Chuck Schumer tonight, but pretty soon we're going to get rid of another couple people that need to be gone. First among them, Randi Weingarten should start packing her bags. Because what we need in this country is school choice for all Americans. And then as I look at my children, I've blessed with 4 kids. And by the way, can we give my wife an amazing round of applause, please? Thank you, Bridget. Bridget. Look, we need to make certain that we honor teachers, They're doing great work in every corner of the country. Teachers are our front line. Unfortunately, they have a teachers union that doesn't care about them. We're going to make certain we empower teachers to teach our kids what they need to do. And that means getting the federal government out of the way and allowing states to take on responsibility. And finally, I'm going to say this. We're $36 trillion in debt. This is not sustainable. We cannot continue on this fiscal path. What we're going to do is massively reduce the size and scale of the federal government, and we're going to do it from Congress, because it's Congress that has the power of the purse. Now, that starts by getting rid of agencies that we don't need, relocating them out of Washington, D.C. We're going to have a bold and ambitious agenda for the Republican Party. And I know that President Trump is going to bring greatness back to this country unlike anything we've ever seen. So, President Trump, if you're watching, thank you. Thank you for being decisive in my primary. Thank you for being the greatest president of my generation. And thank you for the sacrifices that you've made for this country. This country owes Donald J. Trump a debt of gratitude. And to Senator J.D. Vance, Ohio loves you, man. Ohio loves you. I love you. Look, I cannot think of a more brilliant pick than when President Trump selected J.D. Vance. I know J.D., and let me just tell you, he's a great man. He is going to be an incredible vice president. I can't wait to have him leave his office so I can be the senior senator from Ohio. I also just got off the phone with my friend Jim Jordan. Jim is a great human being, a great power here in Ohio. Jim Jordan, thank you so much for what you've done. I'd also like to thank my campaign team. We built the greatest campaign team out there, and if you're watching this and you want to go to Washington, D.C., and you're from Ohio, and you want to go down there to make a difference, let's talk tomorrow. Let's talk tomorrow. Because we're going to build an incredible incredible Senate operation, an incredible constituent services operation, because I believe that people who pay taxes deserve a government that works for them. And then finally, let me just say to my kids, thank you so much for being on this journey with us. You know, I have absolutely been blessed by God Almighty with an amazing wife, amazing kids, 3 amazing grandkids. But I want to introduce you to my extended family, because as I like to say, we're overperforming Catholics. So I'm going to bring my siblings, if I can bring my siblings up on stage. Where are they? They're all over here. Let's give them a round of applause. I'm going to say one last thing. You know, my mom and dad left the safety and security of knowing what they had when they left Colombia, South America. They didn't know what America would mean to them. They didn't know what it would mean to the 7 of us, but they did it anyway, because they knew that in America, whatever dream you have, whatever ideas you have, you can make come true if you're willing to work hard enough and persevere. And my mom and dad are not alive to watch this moment, but I know they're up in heaven watching down upon us and thinking, this is a great country. And they made the right decision. And I know for one person that my mom and dad would be looking down and saying, this is an amazing thing, is my sister, Vicki. We'd be so proud of you, Vicki, for everything that you've done. You've been kind of our substitute mom along the way. Look, Vicki, you were almost like my mom growing up, because both my parents worked really, really hard. So Vicki was the one who would make sure that I always stayed true to myself. My brother Luis, thank you for your leadership and guidance. I think Sherrod Brown and Chuck Schumer owe you a little bit of an apology, by the way. I don't think it will come. I don't think it will come. And to Jose and Alex and Richie, thank you so much for kicking the crap out of me when I was younger. I appreciate it. You made me tough. You made me tough. Hey, look, to all of you, we celebrate tonight not as Republicans. we celebrate tonight as Americans. And if there's, and to the people out there in Ohio who didn't vote for me, just know that I will always advocate for you. I will always have your back, and I will work for the next 6 years to win you over. Because my responsibility is to the entirety of Ohio, and I will always work tirelessly to make certain that we do everything possible, that I work my tail off to make your life better. So to Ohio, to all the people I've met on the campaign trail, to the thousands and thousands upon people who prayed for me, prayed for Bridget, and kept us in your prayers, I can't tell you what this means. This is the greatest honor of my life to represent you in Washington, D.C., and I will not let you down. Thank you so much.
Why don't we liberate these United States? We're the ones who need it worst. Let the rest of the world help us for change, and let's rebuild America first. Our highways and bridges are falling apart. Who's blessed and who has been cursed? There's things to be done all over the world, but let's rebuild America first. Who's on the hill and who's watching the valley? Who's in charge of it all? God bless the army and God bless our liberty. That got the rest of it all. Yeah, men in position of backing away. Freedom is stuck in reverse. Let's get out of Iraq, get back on the track, and let's rebuild America first. Once more. Why don't we liberate these United States? We're the ones who need it the most. You think I'm blowing smoke? Boys, it ain't no joke. I make 20 trips a year from coast to coast.
We can do. We're good. Mic check, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Checking the mic. We might require 2 takes, but here we go. The energy is so high here at Bernie Moreno's election headquarters. He just got off the stage celebrating his win over incumbent Senator Sherrod Brown. Now his supporters taking pictures, hugging each other, celebrating. In his speech, Bernie Moreno said this is a win. He said his parents are not here alive